One of the most common major fears across all of mankind is being forgotten.
Mine is heights. If you push me out of a plane, I will literally die.
What?
Yeah, it won't be the splatter, but the actual falling freaks me out. Anyway, what were you saying?
I was trying to introduce our next video.
Oh, well, what are you waiting for?
I swear, sometimes I need to find a replacement.
Replace your own brother? That seems a bit hateful.
And speaking of hate, let's segue back into the video. Hey lore lovers, I have a tale to tell you today. And after nearly a dozen videos, we're finally touching Greek mythology. And this will definitely not be the only video I tell on Greek mythology. The ancient Greek mythos is so rich, we have scholars dedicating their entire lives learning about them. And that's just learning about the ones we still know of. Ancient Greek is, well, ancient. Throughout the centuries, we have lost a good portion of their mythology. At one point, there was even a purge, eliminating or changing any myth that had gay, lesbian, or transgender characters. And other myths are so old that they just faded from memory. The only reason why we know of them is because they're referenced in the myths that we do know. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. One of the forgotten deities. One that we don't know much about, but became very important within Greek mythology.
If we know so little about them, this will be a short video.
Not quite, because today's video is about Styx, the goddess and the river that was named after her.
So, not the band Styx?
No, you were the only one who believed it was the band, even when we told you otherwise. Everyone else knew it was going to be this. Now, believe it or not, Styx was one of the first deities within Greek mythology. During the Titan War, she agreed to help Zeus and the other gods. And because of this, all oaths made by the Greek gods were sworn upon her. And if that oath wasn't fulfilled, they would die. This is mostly how we know of her, because in some stories, the Greek gods would swear an oath upon Styx, and then realize their mistake and have to follow through. And what's a god without power, right? Poseidon had the sea, Zeus had lightning, but the goddess Styx, we don't really know. Several believe poison, but when we think of her powers, we more think in line of the River Styx itself. In one of the myths about the River Styx, Achilles is dipped into the river, being held by the heel. And that was his only weakness because of it, and that's where we get the term for a weakness as the Achilles heel. So this power of invulnerability is also attributed to her.
Being invincible would be amazing!
No, invulnerable, not invincible.
Oh, what's the difference?
Invincible means you can't be beat. You can still get hurt, but you will always win. Invulnerable means you can never get hurt. You can win or lose, but you'll never feel the pain of hurt.
I'd like to have both.
And as I said, what most people know about Styx is the River Styx. The Amazon River is the largest river on Earth. The River Styx is the largest of the underworld, known as Hades. There are other rivers, but not as great as Styx. The rivers that we know of is, well, obviously, Styx, which means hate, Acheron, meaning the river of pain, Cocytus, meaning the river of wailing, Lethe, meaning the river of forgetfulness, and Phlegethorn, meaning the river of fire. Falling into any of these rivers, you would be afflicted by what this river was named after, even if a little splash got on you. For the River Styx, you would either become invulnerable, but most likely just disintegrate. These were rivers meant to keep the living out and the dead in. And most times, they did just that. But how do you get across the river? By ferrymen, of course. But it wasn't any boat that they piloted. The boat had to be made of the hooves of horse or ass. Everything else disintegrated. And the most well-known ferryman is Charon. And he required payment. In Greek beliefs, you were buried with a coin in your mouth. That way, when you arrive to the River Styx, you can pay Charon, otherwise you'd be cursed, to wander the shore for 100 years.
You know, That must be a good business. Everybody's dying to get in.
What I like about Greek mythology isn't just their blatant explanations for everything, explaining why things are the way they are, but because of how well they crafted it. The gods and goddesses had faults of their own, personalities. They played favorites, but they also did this by making the supernatural more physical. Mount Olympus, the home of the gods, is an actual mountain in Greece. And the River Styx was this black river in Arcadia. That's how they explained it, why it was so black, is because it was the river to the underworld. And this is just one of many reasons why we still know so much about them.
At least the ones we still know about.
Well, lore lovers, what do you think? What powers do you think the goddess Styx had? What river would you want to take to the underworld, or least want to take? What Greek myth is your favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon to be alerted for when the next video becomes available. And until next time, lore lovers.